everyone. Thank you so much for coming. In the crypto world, we say GM. Regardless of what time it is, it's always GM. Good morning, GM, everyone. GM, can I get a GM back? GM, all right, awesome. Okay, so my name is Luis. This topic that I'm going to be talking about over the next 20 to 30 minutes is actually a very personal one for me. No? For you guys, it's possibly just something that you're learning about for the first time, this whole NFT art concept. But I kind of came into this world a little bit accidentally several years ago. This talk that I'm about to give you over the next half hour or so, it's going to be kind of my personal journey through this weird new world, this weird new arena, this weird new community that we find ourselves in. And it's in 3 parts. I find that it's easier mentally kasi to break down these talks into these 3 parts. This part 1 is called bunk beds and bed bugs. All right, so here we go. Here's how this works. No? So 2017, I am parang kind of a stereotype starving startup founder, no? Like based here in the Philippines, and we have a small cryptocurrency company. And in 2017, the company has been around for a couple of years. And I spend a lot of time in San Francisco because I'm trying to raise money for our startup. And you know, if you know anything about the crypto world in 2017, most of the money was in the States. That's because the only investors who even understood what crypto was were all there, right? So if you were a Filipino and you wanted to, you know, found the next big cryptocurrency, whatever, you had to be in the States. And unfortunately, you know, I didn't really have a lot of money. I wasn't starting from any kind of personal wealth. So when I was in San Francisco, that's why the title of this is Bunk Beds and Bed Bugs. This is basically my experience in San Francisco in 2017. Parang I was living in these dormitories that were kind of for startup from overseas, no? Where there were up to about 30 bunk beds in a single room, and I was sharing it with a whole bunch of strangers I'd never met before. And I swear to God, like every time I went to bed, like I'd start to itch because I imagined in my head that there were bed bugs in those beds. And I think the thing that was most startling to me was that even in those living conditions, I was still being charged $70 a night for basically bed spacing. That was the life of a startup founder back then, and you just had to kind of make that work. One of my strategies, kasi sobrang tipid mode yung mga trips namin to San Francisco, one of my strategies was that in order to save money, every time there was a cryptocurrency meetup anywhere in the city of San Francisco, I'd always make it a point to go there. Does anyone know why? It's because the food was free. So there was free pizza or free beer or free whatever. So basically the way that I would do it was I would be able to save money 1 or 2 nights a week just because I kept attending these freaking meetups, no? Now, because I was doing this so often, I kind of remember there was this one particular night in a bar that I will never forget in San Francisco. A bunch of developers came up to me. We started chatting, we just talking about, you know, what the next wave of cryptocurrency innovation looked like. Just kind of nothing, very casual, no? And I happened to mention that I was a cartoonist. Like in my free time, mostly because I didn't have much money, like I spent a lot of time just doodling, no? Doodling on an iPad, and then I just publish it on Twitter. It was always these cartoons about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. I was just making jokes about it, no? Making jokes about the price or making jokes about the people or the influencers within the Bitcoin industry. So I was pretty prolific. The art was not great, but it kind of gave me a creative outlet. And they were like, hey, actually, why don't you give us some of your artwork? We're putting together this weird new concept. It's a digital trading card set. And we want each of the trading cards to feature artwork from people within the crypto community. So, tama-tama for me because, you know, I mean, that was exactly what I was doing. I liked making cartoons or liked making art. And, you know, I was a member of the crypto community. So it was kind of a nice fit. Because I didn't have a lot of money, the idea that I could earn anything from my doodles sounded like a great deal, right? I mean, at that point, I'd never earned anything from my art, so I was like, sure, why not take as many as you like? Again, 2017, a team of developers designed a tradable collection of digital art cards. They were called Curio Cards. So this is the collection that I became a part of. You know, as luck would have it, it was a deeply unpopular concept. Because remember, this was 2017, and no one really understood what it meant to have a digital trading card set. Like, what does that even mean, no? And what am I collecting? They're just JPEGs. They're just PNGs, right? It was kind of meaningless, but no one really understood what it was. The company actually shut down, and I didn't hear from them again. at least until part 2 of this story. But let's just do one more quick thing in the timeline. 2018, does everyone know who Vitalik Buterin is? He's the creator of Ethereum, right? Ethereum is the blockchain on which NFTs were first introduced. He actually introduced the concept of NFTs the year after this. So the Curio Cards collection actually predated the concept of NFTs. Just to kind of give you an idea of what I was talking about earlier, this is a screenshot of the Curio Cards collection. This is the entire collection here. There's 30 cards in the collection. These are the 3 ones that I contributed. So all of the dogs are mine. Like I said, I wasn't a particularly good artist back then. It was just something that I thought was fun. But so the cards are numbered 1 through 30, and mine were 17, 18, 19.